Hi, Jim Wallace here, with lessons from Robin Williams' Suicide. Depression hits everywhere. You know, Robin Williams, on the surface, had it made. He was from a very privileged background. He grew up in a 40-room house. He was the president of his class. He was an athlete. He was a very good student. He won a full scholarship to the Juilliard School, where he was in advanced studies with one other classmate, that classmate being Christopher Reeve. They became friends throughout the rest of the life of Superman. He was one of the really accomplished people in our culture and was actually regarded as a national treasure because of his comedic genius. We know that he won a great many awards, including the Academy Award. By any standard, Robin Williams was an accomplished and gifted man. He was loved by all of us, I think. One of my friends told me that he could recall and name 10 people that he's known in his adult life who have died by suicide. I think that many of us have been greatly affected by the suicides of people that we know and the suicides of people in our circle of friends and their friends. I know that I have. Many of them have been accomplished, high-achieving, well thought of people, but probably most of them have not been as accomplished as Robin Williams. He was an incredibly gifted person. But there was another side to Robin Williams, and it seems to me that his laughter and his joy and his incredibly infectious humor were often tinged with sadness and an undercurrent of the dark side of human emotions and human life. And his ability to join all of these together was part of why he was so wonderful and why his work touched all of us so much. But his work showed us, to a degree, the depression that was present in his life. And we know that depression is a brain disease, and he was hit pretty hard by it. He self-medicated at various times in his life using cocaine and alcohol, and he apparently had long ago beat the cocaine, but after 20 years of sobriety, he returned to alcohol some years ago. He also had some failed marriages, and of course we don't know all of the things that went into his life and into his depression. We only know that he suffered from depression and was a victim. And as a victim of depression, he had very little control, if any, over some of the things that happened to him, how his emotions and other aspects of his brain function were affected by the disease. I have to assume that Robin Williams was in a position to get the very best treatment available. And I believe that he had a very loving and supportive family. I think that his friends were probably very, very generous with their time with him. But somehow it wasn't enough. The dark brain disease we call depression hit him hard, and it brought him down. You know, depression crosses all barriers, and it hits everywhere. Age, gender, accomplishment, nationality, religion, none of those barriers seem to matter when it comes to depression. And Robin Williams, I think, typifies the fact that depression is no respecter of boundaries. It hits the young and the old, the rich and the poor. And accomplishments are also no barrier when it comes to depression and when it comes to suicide from depression. Suicide from depression is a huge problem in the world. We know that 1 million people a year die by suicide, and many, many of those people are depressed, and many, many more of them have severe psychiatric brain disorders. This has been Jim Wallis talking about lessons from Robin Williams' suicide. Depression hits everywhere. I will return soon to discuss stigma and shame. Thank you for watching this.